Public health officials gave more details on what will happen if a student has COVID-19 symptoms after they return to school in September. The province's back-to-class plan includes 5 days of in-person learning for elementary students, while many high school students will alternate between in-person and online learning. Students and staff will be asked to stay home if they experience any COVID-19 symptoms.
If they go to school and they develop symptoms while at school, then the teachers and the staff will be trained on how to isolate the child quickly, notify their caregiver if it's a young child, possibly test them if there's consent and if there's ability.
Dr. Barbara Yaffe says it's extremely unlikely an entire school would ever have to close, even if cases are detected in a particular class. The province says students also have the option of continuing to learn fully online.
Meanwhile, public health officials confirmed 134 new COVID-19 infections over the last day. That means Ontario's seen over 39,200 cases of the virus throughout the outbreak. 3 new deaths were linked to COVID-19, bringing that number to 2,775. More than 35,000 cases are now considered resolved. Health officials carried out more than 30,000 tests over the past day, and that far exceeds the province's ongoing target of 20,000 tests per day. COVID-19 has had a severe impact on the hotel industry, and during the pandemic, the vast majority of hotel rooms in the GTA have been sitting empty.
As most of the province enters stage 3, hotel chains are trying to get the message out that they're safe and open for business. Here's Pat Foran and Consumer Alert.
The Greater Toronto Hotel Association says COVID-19 has been devastating for the hotel business. Even though most hotels stayed open for the past 5 months, the vacancy rate has been 90%. As the GTA enters stage 3, they're hoping customers will return. Toronto's major hotel chains have had a difficult time operating as the majority of the population self-isolated and worked from home. The Greater Toronto Hotel Association, which represents 170 hotels in the GTA, says it's now counting on business to get better.
But we're hopeful that as we move into this phase 3, that we can start to get some of our domestic business back, some of the meeting business back, and get some people interested in coming back into Toronto.
At the Marriott Eaton Centre Hotel, an intense cleaning program is underway. Masks are mandatory, hand sanitizer stations are everywhere, and when you check in, staff are behind plexiglass. The hotel's general manager says they're ready to have guests come and stay.
We are ready with our arms wide open. We are clean. We're engaged. We're excited to see our guests again.
Along with social distancing protocols, guests can use a mobile app to check in and even use their phone as a room key.
As we move to stage 2, stage 3 in various jurisdictions, certainly we're seeing occupancies begin to ramp up slowly.
Don Cleary, the president of Marriott Hotels of Canada, says the company's 250 hotels across the country have taken a multi-layered approach to cleanliness. He says guests can feel safe from the lobby to their hotel room.
We do a deep dive cleaning between stays, and then we've done enhanced cleaning all touch points, whether that's light switches, TV remotes, those things that customers touch.
Cleary says the industry is aware it will take a long time before hotel occupancy rates return to pre-pandemic levels, but the industry is hopeful if customers see the necessary steps are in place to try and prevent the spread of the virus, that eventually they will return. The Hotel Association of Canada said at one point the industry had to lay off 80% of its staff. That's about 250,000 jobs across the country. As more regions enter phase 3, they hope more employees will be able to get back to work. On your side, I'm Pat Foran.
Efforts to try to track the spread of the virus got some new high-tech help today.
The long-awaited COVID Alert app is now available for download in Canada. CTV's Scott Lightfoot joins us now with details on how it works. Scott?
Well, Pauline, I just checked my phone, and according to the Apple App Store, it is the top free app right now, which shows Canadians have an interest. But will that interest hold is the question. Other countries that have tried apps like this haven't been able to get much of a buy-in from their citizens. However, here in Canada, this Ontario-designed app, officials say, was designed with privacy in mind. It's called COVID Alert, and as of today, it is a free download for any Canadian with a relatively up-to-date smartphone. The app uses Bluetooth technology to constantly exchange randomized codes with nearby phones. If someone with the app tests positive for COVID-19, they are given a code to upload. That code will then anonymously notify other users who spent more than 15 minutes within 2 meters of that person.
I've downloaded the app this morning, and I encourage you to do the same.
Please, everyone, please download the app and help do your part.
The Made in Ontario app is being promoted by both the federal and provincial governments. Those behind the app stress that no personalized information is collected and randomized codes are only stored for 14 days. They also say the app cannot connect your identity with the codes, nor does it have any way of knowing your location, name, contacts, or health information. Still, some people are apprehensive about the technology and its benefits.
Because I think Canada's done such a good job and built a lot of trust with people, I'll download it and use it. In a normal circumstance, I wouldn't.
I think some people will go for it because they're concerned about it, but then you have the other people that are more concerned about their privacy.
I think it's a great idea, but I personally wouldn't use it because I'd be worried about like security breach and what other information the app has access to.
Valid or not, worries about privacy may be one of the reasons why similar contact tracing apps haven't had wide-scale adoption in other countries.
In the ideal world, uptake for contact tracing apps would be 100%, but in reality, we are nowhere near there. Iceland almost tops the list at 38%, Italy barely a quarter, Singapore 20%, and France only 3% of citizens have stepped forward to download the apps.
Officials here hope Canadians will get on board by downloading the free app in the hopes of helping to control the spread of COVID-19.
You should look at your phone and remind yourself that you've got, Gmail, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, what else? Everything on and on and on, which are overtly taking your information. Okay, this one is not, and it's helpful to you, and it's helpful to the community around you.
Now, officials in Ontario say this app will not work on some older model smartphones, but they do say it should work on about 90% of Android phones and 80% of iPhones. As for the app itself, you can download it anywhere in Canada, but it only works in Ontario right now. That's because only public health officials in Ontario will give you the code you need to enter into the app if you test positive. However, the federal government is hoping other provinces will get on board in the coming weeks. Reporting live downtown, I'm Scott Lightfoot. Pauline, back to you.